Now we are ready to work on an exercise in which you need to think about the logical relationship between ideas. When deciding to use a transition of example, information, emphasis, concession, refutation, restatement, or condition, what you want to think about is what is the logical relationship between the two ideas that I want to connect. This is the most important thing about deciding which kind of transition to use. Once you decide what the logical relationship is between the two ideas, then you can look at your connectors chart and kind of decide, okay, any of these connectors will most likely work as transitional transitional devices between the two ideas. And then you just have to worry then about your use of punctuation. So if we take a look here at this example, some studies say that students of strict teachers learn more. I've observed the opposite in my own children. What you want to think about is what is the logical relationship there? Is it example? Is it adding new information here in the second sentence? Is the second sentence emphasizing something? Or is it agreeing? Or is it disagreeing? Or is it restating something? Is the second idea a condition or a result of a condition of the first sentence? So let's take a look here and see. So our logical relationship here is really one of disagreement, as you can see here. And then what you would do is you would put the two sentences together. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at these 5 sets of sentences and respond to all of the questions in the video here about the logical relationship between the sentences. All right, go ahead and do this now. All right, students, let's go ahead and take a look at your answers. So the first one is a logical relationship of example. Second is emphasis. Third is information or new information. Fourth is condition. And fifth is refutation. All right, let's go ahead and move on. I want to talk about one more thing before we leave here today, and that is the position of transitions. Now, connectors can also appear in other parts of a sentence and also convey different meanings. In this lesson, we have learned mostly about how to use transitions at the beginning of our sentences to connect ideas to previous ideas, as well as a connector in the middle of two independent clauses. Now, the most common transitions that occur in other places typically include words like therefore, thus, and however. Take a look here at this sentence and see how the transition is actually used in the middle of an independent clause. So children learn better behavior through nonviolent example. Teachers, therefore, should also model this in their classroom discipline. Some secondary teachers in my school want to use corporal punishment. They are, however, the minority. So let's take a look and see how the transitions are used right in the middle of just a single independent clause. First thing I want you to know is that the transition here is being used after the subject. And I want you to also notice the punctuation. It is set off by commas only, no semicolon here, because we are not connecting two independent clauses. It is only in the middle of one independent clause. Notice here how the transition comes after the be verb. And again, it is set off by just commas. Now let's take a look at why. So here in this sentence, when we say children learn better behavior through nonviolent example, teachers, therefore, should also model this in their classroom discipline. The subject is actually more important than the transition word and is used to contrast with an idea in the first sentence. So here we are actually putting the emphasis on how teachers are very important in this process of modeling classroom discipline, more so than the idea of result. And so if you would like to emphasize a subject using therefore or thus, this is one way to communicate to the reader the importance of your subject. Take a look at our second one here. In this sentence, the transition is coming after the be verb, and typically the subject in these cases is usually a pronoun, and it refers to the same thing as the subject in the previous sentence. So it adds a little more variety to your writing. All right, so let's take a look now at our final practice here. And I want you to look at the sentences below and explain the reasons for the positions of the transitions in these sentences. All right, looking forward to practicing more with transitions in our class.